a little while ago, if you're a subscriber to my channel or just happen to catch my video out there in YouTube land, I made a video challenging Greta Thunberg, the climate change person, to a challenge. Pretty simple challenge, considering the fact that she publicly stated she needed a place to live in North America, and I don't know how long she planned to do that or whatever. But anyway, my challenge was I invited her to live here for free at the off-grid tiny house for 1 year. Why 1 year? Well, 1 year so she could learn and experience how weather and 4 seasons work on the planet, especially in this area in Canada, southern Canada, southern Ontario. Now, haven't heard a word back from Greta. Crickets. How dare you, Greta? How dare you? So, am I shocked at that? Not whatsoever. Now, so Greta is too busy bumping shoulders with celebrities. And to do that, she isn't walking like a climate person would actually do. She is taking commercial jets and private jets to go to all these locations all the way around the world to be a jet setter. Now, if anybody knows about air travel, they should know that air travel is one of the worst possible things you can do for outputting emissions onto the planet. But it's Greta, so we can just not worry about it being a hypocrite, right? Right? Right, Greta? So anyway, I heard she went and visited Arnold Schwarzenegger in California, and he gifted her a new Tesla vehicle, Tesla car. So now that brought me an interesting point. If she's going to move back to her homeland in Sweden or Switzerland, wherever she came from, how is she going to get the Tesla over to Europe or to her country from North America? She going to walk it over? She going to drive it over? No, I think it's going to be sent over by boat or by airplane, cargo plane, to be a matter of fact. Thus again, just pouring the emissions out into the environment. Now, Greta, I'm still waiting for your reply over here, and I could really use a Tesla, not to drive around, but I'll take the batteries out of it and use it at the off-grid tiny house as a giant power wall. How about that? That sounds good. What do you think about that? I don't think she'll do it. It'll be crickets yet again. So she didn't accept my challenge, and I wasn't shocked, guys. Come on. If you didn't know what that video was about, it was basically calling her bluff, and they didn't respond. That's okay. It's been about a month since that video has been out on the public, but she's busy jet setting, meeting all these people. Schwarzenegger, kings and queens, Bill Gates. She's met a bunch of people. But little old me at the grassroots level, who's actually off the grid and has probably lower emissions than Greta and her entire family put together, easily. Yeah. Can you say hypocrite, guys? So like I said, this brings us back to what I talk about. If you guys believe in global warming, good for you. But if you're not in one of these right now, off the grid, then what are you doing? You're doing absolutely nothing. You're just talking about it. You know, good cozy feelings, maybe. That's as close as you get to actually getting off the grid. But maybe some of you do believe in this stuff and are going off the grid. And hey, that's sweet. But the reason I'm going off the grid, guys, the sole reason, is because I get to eliminate 90% of my bills. Sounds pretty sweet, right, guys? And by chance, if the global warming is a factor, which I highly doubt, then hey, I'm doing two things at once, helping the environment and getting rid of my bills. How about that? But Greta, how dare you, Greta? How dare you not live here for a year? She didn't even respond. Like, she could have showed up for a week or a day to visit, just to see what it's all about. Nope, too busy jet setting all over the world on commercial jets and private jets. But she's worried about the environment, guys. Who's paying to see Greta and fly her around everywhere? George Soros. Oh, oops, did that come out? Oops, okay. Sorry about that. Some of these celebrities are so suckered in on this deal, too, that they would probably pay for Greta to come see them. And I wouldn't doubt that whatsoever. But that's okay, Greta. You just keep doing what you're doing, flying around everywhere, causing global warming. Wink, wink, nod, nod. And I'll be here waiting for that reply at the off-grid tiny house, which is almost completely off the grid except for my propane stove. But the thing about propane, guys, is pretty nice. When they dig up fossil fuels, they find propane. And then they need to get rid of it, as well as natural gas, because it's not good for the environment if you just let it rip into the atmosphere. It's much more healthier to burn it and then release it than it is to just let her rip. You can go look that up if you don't believe me. So, yeah. So anyway, I look forward to hearing from Greta someday. But I doubt her handlers or, you know, anything related will want to come here and accept the challenge to live here for a year. Now, obviously, I recognize she's a foreigner, so every 6 months she would have to go back for a day or so to her own country to be legal. But then again, it's Greta. She might be able to get away with murder because it's Greta. That sweet little Swedish girl. You know her. But Greta, if you do go back home and come back to the tiny house, bring some of that chocolate. The good stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You know those. Well, that could be Switzerland, though. Sweden might have some decent chocolate, too, but I could be wrong. Anyway, not that I need chocolate, right? But, yeah, that's too bad, Greta. But it just goes to show what I think all along and what it usually comes true. Yeah, it's pretty sad that she didn't accept. But then again, she's a star now, I think, is what they call it. But as it's being a star, you got a jet set everywhere, and you whine about global warming, yet you're causing it. That sounds like a hypocrite description to me, but I could be wrong. I doubt it. Hardly ever. Especially when it comes to politics and what's actually happening. The leftists call it woke. No, you're not woke unless you're watching alternative media. MSM has nothing to do with being woke, guys. And if you don't know what alternative media is, then you got a lot of catching up to do. A lot. But anyway, we'll talk to you later, Greta. I'm going to put this video out. Maybe you'll catch up eventually someday. And then you can sit down in the tiny house. We'll have a cup of tea. You can explain to me why you jet set it all over the world, causing global warming, yet whine about it in the next breath. So, yeah, let me know. I'll be waiting. I won't hold my breath, though. How dare you, Greta? How dare you screw Rob over at the off-grid tiny house? Oh, Greta.